Hello, good afternoon. Hi, everybody. How are you? And hi. Welcome to the 38th annual African Street Festival virtual. Today is our third day, and I'm so excited because I have the amazing musical artist Bryard Huggins with us today. Good afternoon, Bryard.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited that you were available. How are you doing today?
We are making it. We're making it. Doing pretty well. What about you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Loving your
Good.
look in the glasses. I'm so
Thank
very
you.
excited because you just have a great talent. You have so many things that you have your hands in, and there are not a lot of people, but there are some people who may not be familiar with your music. And so I'm glad that you chose to be a part of our festival so that we could bless them with your gift.
Absolutely.
So for those who may not be totally familiar with Wonderful You and the awesome things that you're putting out, awesome projects, can you give us just a little bit of history on who is Bryard?
Bryard is a composer, a producer, and a smooth jazz piano recording artist right here in Nashville. I was born and raised. Been playing since the age of 4, and I write music. I compose music for artists, for musical theater, for film scores. I produce music under my record label that we have here called Muse Entertainment LLC. It's an indie record label that caters to up and coming artists. And so if you're an aspiring artist that really wants to make it in the industry, me and my team help kind of get you on the right path and get you started. And really just, it's kind of my way of giving back because that's how I started too. I had a connection like that. So I'm that connection for other people. And I find a lot of joy in helping artists outside of my own personal music career. So it's been a lot of fun and a blessing.
Wow, that is so amazing. I love that you are not only making moves, but you're opening doors and opportunities for other people who have the same type passion that you have. Now, have you always had a passion for music? How did you get into it?
Literally, I've always had a passion for music. The way that the story goes, I don't remember because it was when I was 4. It was back in like the late 90s, and I'm 25 now, about to be 26. And I literally, as crazy as it may sound, just sat down and started playing. And when you're a little kid, sometimes the kids don't understand the keys, and so they they're banging and they just don't understand what the finger placement of the piano. And I think that it was the way the story goes is that my parents got a brand new piano for Christmas back in the 90s. And one day they just heard music coming from it, like actual like notes, like melodies and stuff being played, came around the corner and they saw me. And I was like this tall, like swinging my legs on the piano stool because my feet couldn't touch the ground. And I was trying to pick out the Charlie Brown Christmas album because that was like my favorite album that I used to listen to growing up. And then from there, I just started with private lessons at the age of 6, and then went into jazz lessons about 10 years later. So took about 14 years of lessons in total.
What? That's bananas.
It is. I don't remember it, but it was. That's what everybody says happened, and it's definitely a gift from God, and so I'm appreciative and blessed by it.
You were born to inspire through music, definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Glad they got that. And are your parents also musical? So you say they got a piano.
Yes, my dad. Yeah, my dad sings. He's a part of a musical legacy of singers and musicians. And then my mom and all of her siblings are like classically trained. And she actually used to play when she was pregnant with me and my brother, my younger brother, Jaron, who is a student at Temple University studying film. Like he's like just as good. Like he's incredibly talented as well. We both play by ear, and she used to play Beethoven and other classical songs when she was pregnant with both of us. And so it's all in there. It's all in the family. So.
Wow. So you are a testament for those pregnant, those parents or pregnant parents who are like, they don't really hear it. What's the point of putting music?
We heard.
It's a gift. Like
we heard. We hear.
And then 4 was like, well, let me just try it. That is
yes, ma'am.
Amazing. Wow. So how long have you been doing music professionally?
Professionally, let's see, I released my first album, Artistic Touch, in 2011. So it'll be 10 years next year, which is crazy to think about. I can't even fathom time has flown so fast. But it was my very first album that I did, and really just I wanted to make my mark on the recording industry, because I know that I wanted to make albums and record jazz music for a living. And so I had a mutual friend, or a friend of my cousin's, who was a producer, who heard me and said, "Oh, I can help you, get the album together." And I had all of this music on my keyboard that I had composed and recorded, but I didn't know what to do with it. I had no idea. I was just about to start high school. And
I was getting ready to say, wait a minute, 10 years ago, wait.
Yeah. I was just about to start high school, and he heard it. He's like, "Oh, I'll help you make it." And so we made a 10-song EP, I believe it is. And we released it in October of 2011. And so it was an amazing night. I had an album release concert and everything. So that was really my start. And from there, I kind of, bit the bug and realized that it was something that I was supposed to be doing and that I was meant to do. So
I'm so impressed. I mean, I'm hoping that some parents are watching this that have children who are musically inclined, to understand that this young man was getting ready to do high school, and he still accomplished his educational goals and his musical career goals, because he was serious and he was focused, and he was able to balance that out. Now, was it hard to do, or?
It wasn't, because I made it a priority. If it's something that you're so passionate about doing, you make time to do it. And I used to dread practicing scales, and I still, I don't have to do it anymore, thankfully. But like when I was in school and stuff, my piano teachers would make me practice scales and all of the techniques and stuff. And I just wanted to play. Like, I truly wanted to play, but I knew that I couldn't just play. I had to learn the instrument and learn the technique. And I was passionate about doing music so much that I was willing to, put the work in to get to that point. And so it wasn't that difficult juggling all the other things. I didn't do sports in high school or in middle school or anything. I did like tennis and stuff on the side just for fun, just to stay active. But it really was all about the music. In high school, I would go, during lunch hour, go to my piano lessons and come back and do class. So I made time. And if you are passionate about it, you have to make time to do it.
Goodness. That is amazing. So since the very first album debut 10 years ago in your teens, which did pretty well, how many more albums have you had since? Where do you see Bryard going from here?
So since Artistic Touch, let's see, I released an album, my first EP. EP is like a mini album, stands for extended play. It's a 5-song album called Visual. That was released right before I got ready to go off to college in 2013. And I attended the University of Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music, where I studied commercial music production and a minor in entrepreneurship. So that at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm doing this for real. I'm studying it in school. And that major was so good because it helped me get a taste of all the different aspects of the industry. And with that, I took all of that knowledge, and in 2014 released my 3rd album called The Way Home, which is another jazz album. And then in 2015, I did another album, but it was acoustic gospel album called The Gospel Sessions.
Wow.
And that was kind of after like a really hard year that I had, just health-wise and stuff. I'm good now. Thank God I'm good now. But it was really just like a testimony of like everything that I was going through, like back and forth, like from the hospital to the studio to class, and then again, which was crazy. And so I released that in 2015, put a music video out there literally like the day before the 2016 election. And like everybody, it was like the morning after we found out the results, which is so funny because everybody was like down and stuff like that, as you can imagine. And then I was just chipper, just like, I'm going to go do this music video. I'm so excited. People were like, why are you so happy? And then in 2017, I released my most recent album, which was called Calhoun Street, which is kind of an ode to my college years. It was the year that I graduated. So that was released in December of 2017. So I've had 4 since my very first album. So 5 total.
That is amazing. I mean, and like I said, once again, it's a testament to a young person who enters the industry at a young age and then still continues his music education, and then even while being sick is still dedicated to the craft, dedicated to the lessons, still graduates and still releases another album and a music video when your family was probably like, can we chill? Can we rap?
They have said that a lot. They've said that a lot, but I've been so supported by my family, and friends. I mean, it's truly been crazy. Like, you know, we're Black, so you know we all travel together all the time. You know how it is, and so we all show up at different functions and stuff, and it's the whole family, the aunts, the cousins, the grandmothers. It's all been a family affair. So I'm truly grateful. That's the most important thing to me is the family aspect of it.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. So, friends and family, if you have any questions, be sure to put them in the comments so for Bryard to answer. And then we definitely want to make sure that you are connecting with this artist. I mean, for merchandise, for videos, to check out some of these older albums that we've got to check out. Like, check out the new stuff, but definitely take time to enjoy the old stuff because you're going to be inspired. Who knows, no matter what age you are, you might decide to start trying to do music. You know, you never know, especially if you're a jazz artist, smooth sound type of person.
And can I just make a real quick a correction on the little the bar that you guys see down there? The Instagram handle is misspelled. It's actually just my name that you see right under my picture right here, at Bryard Official, Bryard Official.
Oh, I have it spelled wrong. Sorry, let me change that.
No. Yeah, that's fine. Just wanted to point it out for people who are looking.
Thank you. No, that's important. We want to make sure they connect.
Absolutely.
Want to make sure. And so you see, this man is good on details. He's like, wait a minute.
You have to be. Have to be.
That is so. Do you see yourself doing more producing, doing more writing? Like, what have you been doing lately?
My ultimate goal is to write and compose music. That is what I want to do. Obviously, with the quarantine being what it is, and we're stuck in the house, like I truly have not been anywhere. I've been. I wish you guys could see it. I can't angle the camera around, but like I'm in my studio at my house, and my keyboard's like sitting right there, staring at me. Which it always does, and it annoys me. But that's where I've been. You can see like the imprint in the seat where I've been sitting for the past like 7 months. It's, you know, that I've been really focusing on my craft and writing music because that's my ultimate goal. I want to write and compose music, and you know that's where I'm definitely leaning toward. But you know, with Muse Entertainment, with my record label and my record company, we boast a lot of amazing artists, and they come and they need production work. And so that's really what I'm able to get a little bit more music business because I recently also just graduated with my master's from the Frost School of Music in University of Miami with my master's in music business. So I'm able to take that education and apply it to the young, amazing artists that I'm mentoring, managing, and really seeing after in the beginnings of their career. So I get to do a lot of producing there, which is a lot of fun. But for me personally, my personal talent is writing and composing music, which I've been doing ever since the age of 6 when I wrote my first song, and it's been a journey ever since then.
So you wrote your first song, your first official song at the age of 6.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. So do you have any are there any artists that you feel like inspire you or?
Yeah. I'm truly inspired by Yanni is a Greek composer and performer and producer, and he's just an amazing talent. Like his stage presence, I first was introduced to him when I was about 12 or 13, and just the way that he's able to feel the music and he wrote the music and conceptualized it with a live orchestra and everything on stage, and he plays at all of these landmark places like the Taj Mahal and in the Parthenon and all these different places around the world, and just really seeing him really got me further into composing, the composing factor, just seeing how all the instruments work together and finally seeing somebody that's like, I'm like, I want to do that. Like, that's what I want to do. And I really take, if you've ever seen me perform live, for those of you who are out there, around Nashville or wherever else, I take a lot of his mannerisms and stage presence with me. And I kind of mock that because I just am so inspired by the way he connects with the music and connects with the audience. Yanni's one. Brian Culbertson, who is an amazing smooth jazz pianist, is amazing. I had the pleasure of meeting him a few years ago and giving him some of my CDs, and he is absolutely the most genuine person that I've probably come across in the smooth jazz world. So his playing, his stage presence inspires me as well. And so there's so many different artists that I can go down the list, but those are the two main ones because I think they cover my composing side and it covers more of my writing for smooth jazz and more of my recording sides with Brian Culbertson. So between the two of those, I'm super inspired.
That is amazing. I'm glad you said that you met him because I was going to ask you, had you met any other people that you were inspired by, or had you done any collaborations or had a chance to even work, even writing or any type of thing for any other artists?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, it's so funny because when I was, I don't even know how old I was, like 14 or something, I actually performed in front of Taylor Swift. And she was at this event and she came up to me after. She came up to me afterward. I just want to put that out there because I was shocked I was just shocked that she even like made her way over and just, you know, just gave her time to say, you know, how good I did and how much she enjoyed it. And for a rising artist, I was about to just release my first album. And just to hear somebody of her caliber say something like that just means a whole lot. To me, but I've been, you know, in the presence of a lot of greats, and I've been blessed to be in the same spot at the same time as them and perform for them and have them see my artistry. And you know, I have yet the privilege of working with a really, really, really big name artist like that. But we're making it. You know, it's a process, and I've got some amazing artists around me and an amazing network of musical industry professionals that are outstanding, and I'm so privileged to be able to work with them in order to get to that point to where they are, and you know, continue to bring people around me because there's just so much talent, you know.
I mean, you're definitely on your way, and we can definitely tell because, you know, this is something you've been doing a long time, and it's not something you take lightly. And not that, I honestly believe you reap what you sow. So not only are you walking in your gifting, you've honed your craft, you're taking it, you know, seriously. Congratulations on getting your master's. I mean, you've gone the next step, something you chose to do, and then you're pouring into other people. And so nothing but great things are going to come. And we know that, I mean, you are one of the greats in your own right, but we know that you're going to get to where you aspire to be.
Thank you.
And so I know that you're sharing something that we get to share some of your gifts with our community on today. Like, what can the people expect to see from you on today?
You know, people can really just expect to see me in my element. You know, that's really what I wanted to bring to this this festival this year, even though it's virtual. You know, I've always been inspired by the African Street Festival and really always wanted to play it, but I always thought, you know, it was, I spent 4 years at college and all that stuff, and then I wasn't sure where I was going to be afterwards. So I missed the festival for a couple of years, and then obviously in college I tuned in and, you know, just kind of got word back, you know, back here in Nashville, like, you know, the festival's going on, but never really was a part of it. And so I've always wanted to share my gifts with the African Street Festival. So it's so fitting that this year I was able to do it, even though it's virtual, but do it in the comfort of my own space, and really just show people what Bryard is, what, you know, who he is, what he can do. And so that's what people are going to see. You're going to just see like raw Bryard Huggins in his element, in his studio, just playing, you know, music that he wrote, very intimate setting. And it's just me just sharing my gift. And I hope people enjoy it and, you know, are uplifted by it because things are crazy right now. So that's really what my goal is. Yeah, I made this my goal of, you know, the goal of this year is really to just, you know, touch as many people with music and fill them with joy as much as possible, because it is crazy out there, and I want people to, you know, to realize that music is healing. And so if people are inspired by it, if one person's inspired by it, then that means a lot to me. So I hope people enjoy the songs.
That is so wonderful. And we are so grateful to finally get you. We are so grateful to finally get you. And okay, we have some Amira Lofton says, yes, you love jazz, you love smooth things. This man, you probably already have a collection of his music. Yes, she is a aspiring artist, jazz singer, and so it's nice. Elmira, you got to get connected.
Come on, DM me. I got it. I'd love to talk. Would love to talk.
See, that's so awesome. You see, he's like, DM me. And those are the people. Like I said, you're already one of the greats in your own right because you're not selfish. He's like, aspiring artist, DM me. I mean, you know, who does that? And that's
it's so important to work with, you know, with people who share the similar passions that you do. And so I'm all open to having conversations and connecting with people, because I'm not there yet. I mean, I'm continuously working very, very hard every single day. And I know people are too. And so, you know, the more heads we can get together and connect with, you know, the more magic we can make. So it's important.
Yes. Oh, Myra's back. She said, got to make those connections.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We agree. We agree. Awesome. Awesome. And so if anybody else has any questions, if you want to, you know, then now is your time to kind of pick his brain, get in and see, like, even in terms of, like, let's say if someone was interested in getting into the industry now, like what, well, first, probably the first thing you need to do is get in touch with somebody like you. But I mean, like, what should they do? Like someone who's an aspiring artist who wants to kind of be where you are, like, what should they do now?
Yeah. My advice would be, you know, make as many connections as you can if you have those connections. But on a personal level, you need to just make sure that you hone in on your craft. You know, that's the most important thing. If you're passionate about it, and like I said from the, you know, at the beginning of the interview, if you're passionate about something, you never really go to work a day in your life. It just becomes priority, and it becomes natural to you to want to pursue that passion, whatever the cost, whatever it takes. And so, you know, if you are a singer out there, if you are a musician, if you're a dancer, if you're anybody in the creative field, filmmaker, anything, you know, you have to make sure that you stay focused on your passion, and that you listen and you stay humble and you accept advice and accept critique. That's still difficult for me to do. I'm sometimes my own worst enemy. And also I see people as my worst enemy too, because they give me stuff that I don't want to hear, but I'm like, I have to take it. And I've gotten better. But, you know, it is hard to hear, you know, people and what they say, you know, what their honest opinions are sometimes about your music, whether it's good or bad, you don't know. And so just, you know, having that listening ear, being open to suggestions, open to collaborations, getting connected with those in your community that are doing what you aspire to do. And then really just practicing and just doing it. Like, just don't think about it, just do it. And that's what it's, you know, that's what it's all about.
Great advice. And real advice. I mean, because you shared some stuff we don't want to hear. You got to suck it up, take that criticism. You know what I mean? Like,
you do. You do. It's hard. I know it. It's hard, and it's beating me down too, and it still gets to me. But you know, you've gotta humble yourself, because you know you're you know, like, if you're not there yet and you want to be at a certain place, then you got to realize, okay, nobody knows me. There's, you know, what are all these artists that have big names? What do they have in common? Somebody gave them a pathway or a critique or some advice. And so you've got to be able to listen to other people and realize that, you know, there's some people that, you know, can guide you in the right direction. And, you know, it helps. So yeah,
that's wonderful. And y'all can tell me, for those who have heard, like, Bryard is from Nashville, and so you know, you don't just have to do country. You know, he's from Nashville. People hear Nashville, like, oh, country. No,
tell it. I mean that's so amazing that you brought that up, because you know, I'm thankful to be on with the African Street Festival this year, because you know and everything that you guys are doing with the Street Festival, because it shows a diversity that you don't often see in this city, you know, and it's so important to show that, because you know, Nashville is music city. They call it music city, not country music city. It's music city. That means jazz, country, African, world, Western, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Asian music, everything. This is a melting pot of talent and musical genre, and you know, it's so important to show that. So just because you're in Nashville does not mean you have to go a particular route. Yeah, remember, it's called Music City, and music is not just one genre. So I just want to just put that out there. You know, I'm a jazz artist in a country music town, a country music dominated town, you know, but there's a way to get connected with people, you know, of all genres. And it's important to do that. So thank you for bringing that up.
I love it. I mean, I'm just excited because, like I said, you are inspiring people you don't even understand. You know, there are people who think that and think, oh, well, I don't have a chance because I'm doing this. I'm like, no. Born and raised right here.
Yeah.
And okay, we have another question. When did you know music was something you were to share with the world?
Well, when I was, obviously I've always had this musical gift, and I knew that I knew that it was for a purpose, but I didn't know what. And so really up until high school, actually more specifically my senior year is when I realized like, this is something that I absolutely have to do. Before then I thought, okay, it's just a hobby. It's something I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to go into medicine. What else did I want to do? I don't even know. But those were the two biggest things. And then when it was time to choose colleges, I really had to have a conversation with myself and think long and hard about, what can I give to the world? And I thought, I was like, well, music has always been something that just came so natural, and people love it. People are always blessed by it. People are touched by not just my music, but just music in general. Like, I want to be a part of that, especially when you have the gift, to be able to touch people with music. That's so important. And so that was when I personally decided that it was, my time to go into music and pursue my gift full time as a career. And again, I do this. This is what I do on a daily basis. This is my day job, night job. I don't ever take a day off from this. I'm constantly working 24/7, and my mind's constantly going, thinking of melodies, thinking of music, because that's what I do. It all comes from my head, and it's something that is just, it's like a force to be reckoned with for me. And so that's really when I decided to fully go into music and share my music with people. Was not until high school, like 18 years old. I think I was like 18.
So even after you released your first album,
still a hobby. I'm just like, oh, this is just a hobby. This is fun. Like I love doing it. I was always going to do it, but I just never thought of it as a full-time career until it was time to decide, what do you want to do as a full-time career? And I chose music, and I'm so glad that I did.
We're so glad you did too. Glad you did too. It's like, I wanted to show some love again. She said, that's right, all music. She loves that you shared all the different types of music. That is awesome. Thank you, Omari, for sharing. And then we do know that you did. We do have a little something to share with everybody right now before they get to see your genius. Can you give us a little background on it before we play, like what it is?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So the song that I'm going to share with you guys is a song that I wrote and composed called Let It Go. And, everybody, this year has been absolutely ridiculous with everything that's going on, the COVID, the social justice, and the economy, and climate change, and the lack of leadership. Everything just together is just ridiculous. And the serenity prayer says that, like, God grant me the serenity of the things that I cannot change, but the knowledge to and the wisdom to accept to accept the things I think that you can, or something. Don't quote me on that. It's in the music video, but the serenity prayer. This song is based off of that. It's basically saying, if you so many things are going on, but you can just kind of let it go. And if you give it to God, we're human. We're naturally supposed to worry about things. It's just who we are, because we're imperfect. But if you give it up to God, it's just like, okay, like, we can literally let it go and just chill, because he's got it. So it's a song that, a lot of people have found solace in. And I was so privileged to be able to perform this and record this with one of my dear friends, Ariana Hume, who is an amazing jazz singer from Virginia, but she moved here to Nashville to pursue music. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope that it inspires you, and you can find it on YouTube. Just type in my name and or type in Muse Entertainment, Muse, MUSE Entertainment, and you would be able to go through not just that video, but all the videos that I've done and collaborations that I've done. So this is Let It Go.
All
written
right.
by me.
We're going to check out Let It Go. Oh my gosh, so excited.
I know a little phrase that says, God grant me the serenity for the things I cannot change or I cannot change. So I wrote this little song that says, I can't help it. There is stuff I cannot change or I cannot change. I've tried and tried for a long time to search for the answers that never came. Oh, that never came. But I've learned not to worry. It's all part of our journey. So let God pull the strings so I don't have to. And I can let it go. I can let it go. We're only human, so we are free to let it go. So wipe those tears away. I know it's hard to accept the things you cannot change. Oh, you cannot change. But if you just trust the Lord and breathe, believe me, you're gonna soar. Oh, you'll never feel. I know that you've thought for a long time that you're in control of your world. Oh, your world. But take it from me, let me introduce you to the one that I see, who always makes a way so you don't have to. Oh, so you can let it go. Oh, so let it go. We're only human, so we are free to let it go. Times may be rough, and tears they will fall, and it'll seem like you can't make it through. But I'm here to tell you, the joy comes in the morning, and man can't control what God has a hold of. So you gotta let it go. Just let it go now. Just let it go. Oh, I know you've thought for a long time that you're in control of your world. Oh, your world. But take it from me, let me introduce you to the one that I see, who always makes a way so you don't have to. So baby, let it go. Oh, let it go. We're only humans, so we're free to let it go. Oh, just let it go. Oh, so let it go.
Woo! Oh, okay.
Shout out to my brother Jaron Huggins, That's High Productions. His film company put that video together. So it was an amazing collaboration of all sides.
That was Amira, exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Beautiful. That was beautiful. I mean, her vocals were beautiful. The sound, you know, it was very smooth. Amira's back. Wow. Yes, exactly. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow. But even just the music, even without the words, kind of had me just sitting here like, oh my gosh, yes, you know, like.
It makes you think, and it is true. You know, we can let it go because it's not in our hands. So,
goodness. So how long did it take to compose that? Because that
about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah. It was honest. It was about 30 minutes because I sat down knowing I heard it in my head, and that's typically how my gift works. Is that if I have an idea, it pops into my head, and I can just spit it out on paper between 5 minutes to maybe 30 minutes tops. And I wrote this one for Miss Gladys Knight, actually, to be completely honest with everybody. And she's a person I recently actually connected with, and so fingers crossed that things will work out. But I wrote it with her in mind, but it's turned into such an anthem of the times, and so it's something that should be heard by everybody. So yeah,
I was definitely moved by it. I was definitely moved.
Thank you.
Oh, and Myra says that was amazing. Her voice and your instrumentation felt like heaven.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell her.
That was moving. It was moving. Oh my gosh. Okay, so do we have any other questions? Any other okay, yes. She said Gladys, yes. Gladys, yes.
Yes, you can hear it. You can hear it with her in mind. You hear it. Yes. Yes.
Definitely. I'm so glad you heard that and then brought it into fruition, because
yes, ma'am.
We need that. We did too. And especially in this day and age right now, with everything that's going on right now, we need that. We need that song. We do.
I hopefully we'll get it out there soon. So we'll keep you posted. That's just the acoustic version, though there is a full version with full instrumentation and band and stuff like that with Ariana singing. So we'll see. But a lot of people like it, so I'm thinking about putting it out there in some form or fashion. So we'll see.
Oh my gosh! So Michelle.
Oh, hi, Michelle.
Oh, you know Michelle? Yeah.
I know her.
She says Bryard is awesome. I was working and drifted away with the music. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That is so wonderful. Yeah, it's especially on this good Sunday morning. That was on time.
Thank you.
That was on time. Well, Bryard, we want to thank you so much. Once again, I know the ticker's going, but if you want to go ahead and just verbally let us know how we can connect with you, how we can stay in touch, how we can stay abreast with everything that you have going on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. You guys can go to my website, www.bryardhuggins.com, which is below right there. You can check out all of my music, videos. You can get in touch with me there, book me for events, and then also check out my record labels page, www.muse entertainment co.com, and you can check out what we do there. Follow us on Instagram at Muse Entertainment Co. Follow me personally on Instagram at Bryard Official. And I actually have a new song that just was released last week, which is a social justice anthem I wrote entitled Walk With Me. And that is available on Spotify. So just type in my name, Bryard Huggins. And I was blessed to have that collaboration with the amazing Michelle Wilkins. Those of you in Nashville may know that name.
Yes.
Do you know my show? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
We collaborated on that. And it was a social justice anthem I wrote for the times that we're living in right now, as far as racial inequality and stuff is going. And so people can check that out for free on Spotify.
Wow. Yes. I used to go to church with Michelle.
Yes.
Okay. Bryard was our national youth advocate for a few. Oh, wow.
I was.
How cool is that?
Yes, ma'am.
That is awesome. Should have known. Yeah. Yeah. Advocate. He is. I mean, you definitely you're an advocate for all things, peaceful, healing. Definitely. Well, friends and family, be sure to check out. We will be showing some footage, exclusive footage, only here at the African Street Festival, straight from his amazing studio later today. Be sure to check that out. Share, invite your friends, check out his website, follow. Do not keep this magic to yourself. Share this gift. We need it. It's amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We're so grateful to finally get you. Hopefully things will change. We can get you on the real stage. Otherwise, we're not losing you. Now that we got you, we're keeping you.
I'm here. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. So thank you.
All right, friends. We'll be back later with more footage, more interviews. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great Sunday, friends. Bye.
Bye. Stay safe.